Hello and welcome back. Okay, so now that you know what system of equations are and how you actually express one variable in terms of another variable, now it is time to actually start doing the two methods. Okay, we're going to cover one of them, which are actually required to solve for the values of x and for the values of y. Okay. So the first is the substitution method, or you can call it the substitution technique. I really love this technique, and this is the most this is the actual technique that I almost always use because it almost always works. But in fact, it always works. The other technique, which is it is called the elimination method. It works sometimes, but at other times it should work, but it gets really hard to implement it. Okay, so we're actually going to cover the substitution method in this lecture. Okay, so let's actually get the general gist of what is actually going on. Okay, so let's say we have the following system of equations. In here, the boxes are going to be representing some constant number. Okay, some number, some constant. You can call it 1, you can call it 50 or something. We're not going to be going into this. We can understand the basic idea just by expressing them in terms of boxes in this case. Okay, so here we have a system of equation, and the first thing that you're going to do is have the first equation written in terms of b or a. Most of the time it is in terms of b, or the second variable. In this case this is going to be b, and we are going to be asking what the value of a is going to be. Okay, so again, what is the value of a? That is how you actually write something in terms of the other thing. In this case, that is going to be b. So we write that a is equal to box b plus box. Okay, again, boxes in this case are just some constant, and we write and we take this actual value of a. In this case, it is this thing, and we are going to be putting this entire thing back into the a. In the second equation, we take the value from the first and put it in the second equation. Okay, now I actually haven't done this part yet. Okay, so we have just shifted their places. Now we have actually put the value into the a. Okay, you see that? Okay, so now what we do is simplification. If we actually take a break for a second, what we have right now in our second equation is an equation which only has one variable present in it. Okay, so that is what we're actually trying to do. So we can now, by simplifying, actually come out to the conclusion that what the value of b is going to be. Okay, we can actually find the value of b because one equation is required to solve for one variable. Two equations are required to solve for two variables. Okay, so this is the 2-1 case. Okay, so that is why we have two equations. Okay, so we are going to be simplifying this. Box b is going to multiply with the box, and the box is going to multiply with the box. Again, we are going to be left with some box and some box b. Now what we do is we have the boxes. We want the boxes on the one side and the b's on the other side. Okay, so we do that, and at the end, after shifting and after simplifying, this is the final thing we get. Again, we need to get rid of the box which is right besides the b. We don't want that. We just want the value of b. So we divide it, and at the end, you're going to get some value, some constant is going to be a constant, a number after division. Okay, so at this moment, we have found the value of b, some constant, some number after doing some actual work. So, but we don't actually still know what the value of a is. But we have the hint. We have the value of b. We can put the value of b into the first equation. Okay, exactly what we did. The first equation helped us to solve the second equation, and the second equation is now going to help us solve for the first equation. So we substitute the value, which is going to be some constant, right? So again, constant, box. So we put the box there, and we can now just simplify, because a box times a box is a box, and a box added to a box is another box. Constant multiplied by constant. Okay, you get that stuff. Now we have found both of the values. We have found a, and we have also found b. We have a and we have b. Now, that was the actual that was just the basic of general overview of what we're going to do. But now we're actually going to be solving an actual example, and this is going to be a longer video. It's like 4 minutes 50 seconds right now. So a plus b is equal to 2 and a negative b is equal to 1. So to short on, this is going to be this is not tough. We can just do this in like 2 minutes or something. So we want to find the values of a and b. Again, the solution of the system of equation in this case is going to be the value of a and the value of b. So let's actually do that. We want the first equation to be written in terms of b, or a should be the subject. So we do that, negative b on both sides. We subtract the negative b and positive b, and they just vanish because like they can cancel each other out, and we are left with 2 negative b. We put the 2 negative b into the a in the second equation. We do that. We have 2 negative b, and negative b is equal to 1. Again, you can see like the boxes coming in play. Okay, so negative b and negative b can be combined together to give negative 2b, and what you are left with is 2 negative 2b in this case. Okay, so again, we need to get rid of the 2, which is we need to get rid of the individual constant 2 first of all. So let's subtract 2 on both sides, get rid of the first side, get rid of the left hand side 1, and solve for 1 negative 2. So 1 negative 2 is going to be negative 1, and then we just jumped into, okay, I should have we shouldn't have just jumped into the second thing this quickly. So what actually we did was that first of all we subtracted 1 negative 2 is equal to negative 1. So negative 1, now we just want to get rid of the negative 2, which is right beside the b. Okay, so what we do for that is going to be division, dividing by negative 2, and again doing this on both sides. We do that, we can get rid of the negative 2's, and Mr. Cactus is always there to help us out with that, and we can be at our final position. Negative 1 divided by negative 2. Again, negative cancels out, so we're left with 1 by 2. And now we have the value of b. Now again, we're going to put this value into the first equation as we have previously discussed. So we do that, and we have 2 negative 1 by 2. So 2 negative 1 by 2 is what? We have a 2 and a half. So you take a half out of the 2, and so you're left with 3 by 2, which is exactly like 1 whole and 1 half. So again, we are now in the position that we have found both the values. We have the a and we also have the b. So again, just it is exactly this simple, and you just have to follow this entire method, and it is so easy. It might be sometimes extensive. Okay, you might actually need to spend some time, actually calculating and putting things here and there, but I always found this to be the best way to solve system of equations. Okay, so thank you for watching, and I really hope you learned something.